Welcome to the Astro Imaging Journey channel. Please enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. And in this episode, good news, I guess. Been putting a little bit aside when I can, and finally got enough to get one of the mounts I want. You've heard me talking in some of the videos about the issue I was having with the CGM2, where meridian flips were not working so well for me, and I tried to get it to work again, and it just wasn't working. Ever since the last time I sent it back for repair, it just hasn't been working. So I made sure everything was east of the meridian for the most part, and once it would be time for a meridian flip, instead of a meridian flip targets. And it was working, but you know, it's slowly developed some backlash issues in the south direction, to the point now where I've put in so much compensation through EP202 that you know, it's usable, it's working. I'm still getting decent subs, but when you're trying to calibrate the guiding, you get that V, you can see it going north, and then you get one, maybe two ticks coming back south, and it's yeah. So there's just way too much backlash in the south direction, and if anything happens where, you know, wind kicks up or whatever and it bumps it just a little bit out, trying to get that back in there has caused me to lose subs a couple times. So to that end, you know, I think a lot of that, the meridian flip issue, like I said, it started after the last repair attempt, and so I don't know if something changed when they repaired it or what, but it's got the latest firmware, everything is fine, everything else is working fine. So it also seems to be around the time I started using the Kotlin remote PC. So I guess I could have tried pulling it back to my processing laptop and seeing if it worked on there, because maybe there's a setting that's incorrect that I'm not sure. But the continuing backlash issues prompted me to start looking at getting a different mount. Last time I had the OTA off, well, not the last time, but one of the more recent times, I weighed the OTA with the camera gear and everything on it, and it was right at 33 and a half pounds. And so I am pushing that mount pretty hard. And that was without the DSLR and the 10mm lens on the top. So I'm pretty sure that when at some point when I mounted the DSLR with the telephoto lens on the top to do some moon, sun, and a couple other things, I was over the weight limit and maybe damaged something. And then, you know, now it's just running so close to that edge that, you know, if there was any damage, it's just getting progressively worse. So to that end, I was putting money away and finally got enough that I could get one of the mounts I was looking at, but not the other one. And the two mounts I was looking at, there's a ton of mounts out there, but the two specific ones I was looking at were the Celestron CGX and the Celestron CGXL. If we go way back early in my channel, talk about the process I go through when I'm making a decision, you know, research, decide, you know, 4DR3 or 4D3R. And ultimately, going through my process, I narrowed it down to those two. The primary reasons were I'm familiar with Celestron, I'm happy with Celestron, and I've got the StarSense and some other stuff. You know, I've already got everything working with a Celestron mount, so I wanted to upgrade to a beefier mount that can handle the weight that I'm going. Would I like the CGXL? Yes, because that has the 75-pound capacity. But the CGX with the 55-pound capacity works just as well for what I'm running. Right now, like I said, I'm running around 33 pounds, maybe 35 with the DSLR on the top. So I'm well within the CGX's capabilities, and you know, running half of what the CGXL could do. The sticking point for me was price. I could not justify the almost 3,800, I think, if I remember correctly, price tag. I'll put a screenshot of it up here, of the, you know, that's just a hefty price tag that I didn't have yet. And the CGX, which will do everything I need it, you know, it's 2/3 the cost. It was $2,400, $2,500. So, yeah, I opted for the CGX. I had the money, so I went ahead and put in the order. The order was, you know, it was listed as back ordered, but I put the order in anyways, in the hopes that once they would get one in, it would ship. That was earlier this week. Now, here's the catch-22 with websites. Sometimes you see it's, you know, item on back order usually ships in 1 to 2 weeks, or, you know, 6 weeks out. That was something else. You know, it was one of those. I was looking at something else for a different project, and that one said, you know, item is back ordered, more expected within 2 weeks. Okay, let me order. And the next day I got a phone call saying, yeah, the vendor's reporting 60 to 90 day lead time. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get it out to you any sooner than 60 days. And depending on demand and the number of orders, it could be closer to 90 days. I told him to cancel the order. So sometimes you see it on the website, hey, it usually ships 1 to 2 weeks or whatever, and you think, yeah, sure, why not? I can wait another week or two. But in this case, I ordered the CGX through High Point Scientific, and they just say back ordered. They don't give you a time frame. So you don't get that, okay, I have an expected time frame. You just don't know. But when the expected time frame isn't the real time frame, that's kind of a letdown. So it's kind of, I didn't mind it just saying back ordered. Would I like to have seen, you know, delayed 1 or 2 weeks? Sure, but you know, that's the way they've chose to label their stuff. So that's perfectly fine. That's just a little side note, you know, on my experience with High Point in this particular instance. Everything else I've ordered through High Point has been great. I opted to go through High Point this time instead of ordering direct from Celestron. even with the, I won't say issues, but the experience I had with the ZWO camera through High Point, still, they do have service, and I can only assume that their level of service will improve once the pandemic issues are smoothed out. So to that end, ordered it through High Point. I saw the charge hit to my account the next day, which was a little disconcerting, because if it's on back order, why are you charging me now? Charge me when you have it. Well, the next day, I got the email saying that it shipped. So they must have gotten a shipment in that day and processed my order, and I now have the tracking number, and it should be here in 2 days. And yeah, so if I don't look as excited as I should be, we all remember, go way back to this early part of the channel and look at, can't remember which episode it was, but search Astro Imaging Journey shipping woes, and it should pop up, and we'll see what FedEx did with my package, or packages rather, and we'll see what happens this time. It's coming UPS and signature required. I do like that. So the implication there being that they're going to pull up and they're not, number one, they're not just going to dump it onto my driveway like they did, like FedEx did with the first order, and drive away. They're actually going to pull up, and then I'm going to have to sign for the package, which means I'm going to be right there, more than likely when they unload. So hopefully they will handle it better. We will see. Of course, if there's anything to report on that front, do a separate video on that, like I did with the initial order 3 years ago. That was one of the other things. I could have sent my C-Gem back to Celestron for repair. I may still do that. However, it's out of warranty now. It's 2.5, almost 3 years old now, and it's out of warranty, so warranty expires after 2 years. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to either pay to get that one repaired, or I can get a brand new one that will handle the load, and then later on either try to repair this one myself, or the backlash issues, that is, or send it back to Celestron and get it repaired professionally, or find somebody local. We'll see how that goes. So today it's in transit. Hopefully tomorrow I will have it. So be on the lookout for an unboxing. And yeah, the only other thing that almost made me turn away from the CGX or CGXL was the Polemaster. ADM makes a mount that goes onto your dovetail that I looked at. Then I noticed there was a YouTube video, I'll link it up here in a card somewhere, of a mount that somebody 3D prints for the Polemaster so that it can go right on the RA axis where it's designed to be. So I have ordered that as well. Hopefully that will be here soon. And in which case then I can get my PoleMaster on there. And so what should be coming up in the next few episodes? Unboxing and first impressions of the CGX when I get it. Then when I get it, the PoleMaster custom mount. And in there I'll explain, if you like it or you're interested in it and you have a CGX or a CGXL, where you can get it. And then transfer of the equipment from the CGEM onto the CGX. Then I'll probably do maybe a first run. Might not be too exciting, but we'll see. And then, yeah, that might be it. I'm not sure. So we'll see how all of this transpires. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that in the next few episodes, next couple weeks, whatever. Of course, it's all going to be dependent on weather. Weather's been horrible this winter, and so I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back out there to even set up. So we'll see how that goes, let alone be able to set up and have a night where I can actually get some practice in and make sure everything's working correctly. So yeah, that, just wanted to do a little quick update on how my little home setup is going, and that I'm upgrading the mounts. So with that, I want to say thanks everybody for watching. Hope you're staying safe and healthy out there. As always, clear skies. Have a good one. Thank you for watching yet another video from the Astromancy Junior channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video we've uploaded. In our lower right, we have what YouTube might think you would enjoy. And in the lower left is our subscription button. Please like this video, subscribe if you so choose. As always, clear skies, have a good one, and remember Duke.